I'm not sure what to say about this game. My main feeling is that it is good, in the most expansive meaning of the word. It's a finely crafted work in both gameplay and atmosphere. The only description of the game is on its Xbox Live Arcade page. Uncertain of his sister's fate, a boy enters Limbo. And that's all you know. Limbo is a puzzle platformer with an emphasis on the puzzles. The controls are very basic. Use the analog stick to move, the A button is for jumping, and B is a context-sensitive button that you usually use to push or pull objects, activate switches, and so on. In addition to being simple, they work really well. There aren't many instances of serious platforming, but when they do arise, the control is perfect, and any split-second timing or edge-of-the-platform jumps you need to make are easily executed, and if you miss, it won't be the fault of the controls. Early on, the puzzles and platforming segments are simple, but as the game progresses they get more complex, involving gravity, momentum, magnetism, and precision timing. But it never feels unfair or cheap, and with unlimited continues and generous respawn points, you'll have no problem finishing the game. So don't be tempted by any tips or walkthroughs. It's a short enough game as it is, and you'll only be depriving yourself of some magical gaming moments. One downside, however, to the unlimited continues and charitable respawn points is that it tends to break up the game's pacing. By not forcing you to go back farther when you die, the game can sometimes feel like just a series of unconnected moments rather than a continuous flow. But this is a very minor complaint, and is easily fixed by playing through the game again, now that you know how to get through each section. But what really sets Limbo apart is the atmosphere. Every bit of the graphics and sound has been designed with great care. The game is cast in a haze of light and shadow. It at times looks and feels as if you're playing in some old decaying science fiction film. The images and sound combine to create a sense of being alone in this unfamiliar world, but for some reason I never felt isolated. It all felt like this boy's dream world rather than a real place. I'm not saying that's what I think it was, that's just how it felt. But the ending really knocked me out, and had me wondering exactly what I had just experienced. At no point during the game is there any dialogue or narrative. I think this is for the best. If you knew anything beyond the minimal description given on Xbox Live, the effect of the ending would be diminished. Instead, you're just left to wonder, and appreciate the magnificent game you just played.